beautiful people, tribe of many colors. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Hope you're drinking enough water, getting enough rest, listening to your guidance, right? This morning I woke up and before I jump right into it, I want to tell you the topic today. I'm going to talk about my guides, right? Last time we had a conversation, I talked about how I wanted to get into talking about my guides, so I'm going to do that tonight. But before I do, I kind of want to give you an idea of how the messages come through for me, okay? So, last night before going to bed, I just see a flashing image of myself going for a walk in the morning, okay? And what I usually do when I get that flash or image in my mind is I kind of ask the question, is this something I need to do? Is it something I need to pay attention to? Because your imagination is one of the first ways in which your guides talk to you, okay? Your TV, your internal eye, your third eye is your imagination. And your guides work with you through your imagination to send you messages. Okay? So when, for instance, you might be sitting at home and you just have a flash of yourself eating your favorite ice cream, or going to see a movie, or going for a walk, or going to the theater. Whatever it is, you're going to get a flash or an image of yourself doing something. How do you know that that's your guides telling you something? Look at how it makes you feel. When you get that image and you see yourself maybe on a vacation, or going back to school, or trying to paint, or you know what I mean, with a new hairstyle, whatever it is, that you will have an image or a flash of that come through for you. Your guides are trying to tether you to an emotion that is uplifting, right? Sometimes images and thoughts come in that are negative. We're going to hold that off for another topic. But right now, let's talk about the positive images or the things you can imagine yourself doing. It's really important to connect with how it makes you feel, because in connecting with how it makes you feel, then you'll know why you're being given that image. So before going to bed last night, I had an image of me walking at the lake, and I felt excited about it because I'm like, I go to the lake early in the morning. I'm always catching really good images of flowers or the birds, or a lot of nature comes out in the morning and afternoon time. And that feeling gave me some excitement, so I followed that, and I got up and I went to the lake early in the morning for a walk. And on that walk, information downloaded of things that I had just sitting in the back of my mind that I needed answers to. It just came in. So the guides then prompted me to have this discussion now about how they show up for me. And listen, this is just my experience. I'm sharing it with you. We connect with our guides in many different ways. I'm just going to share with you some of the messages they give to me, right? And if it pings for you, if it triggers an emotion for you, or it starts to give you a lot of images in your mind or imagination, and you start wondering in your mind's eye, just connect with how it makes you feel. Don't judge the images. Don't judge what's being projected in your mind. Just connect with the emotion. The emotion is always the way in and out of something, right? In balance. Balanced emotions. Okay. So I've always heard my guides ever since I was little. It's similar to what people call the conscience, right? Everybody has a conscience. Everybody gets these little messages, these little prompts of whether or not this is a good idea, this is a bad idea, talk to this person, go to this event. We always refer to it sometimes as that gut feeling, like my gut told me, you know what I mean? It's instinct, it's intuition, it's that voice in your head that guides you. Now, my belief surrounding that voice, that conscience, is that we all have it. We're all born with a conscience. Some of us more tuned in than others. And if you're thinking of that person, you're like, nah, I know that. I know that dude, that girl, that chick. I know they have no conscience. They do. But sometimes people's experiences and how willingly they accept change and things in their life, sometimes they can distance themselves from their own conscience, their own intuition, their own guidance. And it's harder for the message to come through. Think of it like hiding in a cave, right? And the sunlight is outside and it's trying to come in. How much harder is going to have to work to get to you, breaking itself down, breaking that light down so it can find its way into that dark space to reach you. That's what it's like for people who seemingly have no conscience, or they have no guides, or they don't seem to be empathetic, sympathetic at all. They have no sense of direction within self and within their life. It's just that they have receded so far within self that it takes a lot more for the light to penetrate and reach into the heart space to connect with them. And at some point, that has been every single one of us. So we've listened to our guidance right off the bat, and we've seen the benefits of it. But we also have the experiences where we didn't listen to our guidance at all, and we got in trouble. Right? And we said, I should have listened. My gut told me I should have. You know what I mean? We've all ended up in spaces where we said those things. And then we've been in the space where we've been like, man, I'm glad I listened to my instincts. I'm glad I trusted myself when I didn't talk to this person, or I didn't get married, or I didn't spend that money. We flow in and out of being wide open to guidance and information, right? So sometimes our guys are working overtime to get us to listen, and sometimes they don't have to even be there. We're kind of on autopilot in terms of being balanced and healthy and good. And then when we wobble a little bit off course, that's when they can step in, right, and help us to correct. But you have to make sure you're constantly inviting your guides into your space. So how do you do that? How do you invite your guides into your space? Well, one of the first things you want to do is make sure you are in a space to receive the messages they give you. They're always trying to talk to you. Your guides are always trying to talk to you, always trying to keep you light, playful, right? Joyful. It's just sometimes when they show up, we're not in that space. So, the energy has to match. So when your guides come in loving, compassionate, hopeful, playful, if we're not in that space, then we can't receive the messages they're giving to us. So one of the best ways to invite your guides in is to become childlike again. And that's not to be confused with being childish. Okay? Hold on just a second. Right? So being childish and being childlike are two very different things. Childish to me is you are not mature in how you deal with situations, how you make decisions, how you kind of move along the path in your life. You tend to be someone who is, you make light of everything, right? There may be some things you need to take seriously and look into more deeply, and just keep everything kind of surface and shallow. Childish has a lot of different meanings depending on what you put it to. But being childlike can benefit you. Because being childlike is the ability to see the potential in everything, right? That's the childlike quality that's so beautiful, is that children can be so hopeful. They can see so many different ways to solve a problem, and all the world is full of possibilities, and things can be magical and happy and everybody can get along, right? Those are childlike belief systems that we can still carry today, right? Sometimes we move into being adults and we forget to honor the inner child within us and honor that playfulness and that ability to dream, right? And see and imagine a better situation for everything. So when we can be in that space, the guys are constantly flooding in, because some of our guides are actually, now this might sound weird, but this is the truth. For me, you can't, maybe you can fact check it somewhere, maybe you can't, I don't know. Most of my guidance and my information, you're not going to be able to fact check. Okay, there's no book that's probably going to tell you this stuff. But it's my experience within the spirit realm. And the only way to fact check that is maybe you'll hear somebody say it, twice, 3, 4 times. But the only way to be sure is you're going to have to engage in that spirit realm yourself, right? And get those messages for yourself to confirm. So I'm never going to tell you, believe me, it's my truth. And if you want to confirm it as truth, you're going to have to tap into your guidance. And then your guides will let you know, hey, yes, this links with something that is beneficial for you to accept as truth, right? So just to put that out there. But my guides tell me that the reason your childlike tendencies and outlook on life welcomes them in is because a lot of guides that are in spirit are children who have not yet been born. Guides who are in spirit guides, are children that are not yet born. That's why they're in spirit. Before any one of us is born into matter, into flesh, into this world, we are in spirit. So a lot of your spirit guides are unborn children who are getting ready to enter into matter, into this space, into this realm. And they need this entire world changed before they get here. Okay? They need this entire realm in a different energetic space so that they could come here and do what they're supposed to do. They don't want to go through the process of having to spend so many years overcoming traumas that have been just a natural part of being born. We should not normalize that, because these souls are coming in with a purpose. We all came in with a purpose. And what has happened is we've experienced trauma and difficulties in life that have delayed our ability to meet that purpose. And these new souls coming in are saying, we don't want the delay. We don't want to spend years and years and years trying to figure out how to love or open our hearts or trust because of the abuse, the neglect, or the abandonment that we can possibly receive as children. They want to come in with the path cleared for them. So what do? They come to us and they give us information and downloads, and they encourage you to write a book, and they encourage you to go to therapy, and they encourage you to apologize, right? To say you're sorry, to say, hey, I'm wrong about this, to say, I'm going back to school, I'm starting this business, I'm going after my dream. So what if I'm, 45, 55, 65? I've always wanted this. And while I'm still alive, I'm going to do it. They're encouraging us to do those things, to think like that, to be that way, because that anchors in a certain level of joy and potential in this planet that when they come in, they don't have to linger and struggle to come out of lack, energetical lack, love lack, spiritual lack, knowledge lack, wisdom lack. You see what I'm saying? They have aunties, uncles, cousins who are healed. They have grandmothers, grandfathers, sisters who have gone after their dreams, right? They have whole communities that are balanced so that when they come in, they don't face the delay. Well, what does that look like when you have a whole bunch of souls who are born who don't face a delay in anything? You have evolution, and quickly it speeds up because these souls are going to be born with their wisdom turned on, their compassion turned on, their hearts fully opened, and it can stay open. Okay? Anyone that's in the presence of a being who is fully self-aware, that is a Christed being, and anyone that is in their presence is healed. Okay? That's the Christ consciousness coming back. Christ consciousness is available to all of us. Christ consciousness is the highest form of human abilities on this earth. It's the fully integrated soul into the human matter. It's soul and matter merging, and it creates an enlightened, conscious being. And what can happen to a world that's full of beings like that is it's automatically transformed. And we're sitting here with problems that we can't see solutions for years from now. And these beings will come in and fix them like that. Okay? Because they, being fully aware, they can see what all the problems are. They could look at your body and see where the disease is and tell you exactly how to heal it. They can sit with you in your emotional space and tell you exactly how to heal your mental illnesses. This is when you're going to see kids as young as 5, 10 years old, knowing more than doctors do, that have spent years studying. That's the kind of beings that are waiting to come in. So they gift us with their wisdom before they're even here. And that comes in to you as guidance. And that's how important we are to facilitating a world where they can thrive. So especially if you're a family right now and you're expecting a baby, everybody in that family needs to start healing, because that soul is coming in hot, okay? And they're saying, when I come in, teach me about the herbs, teach me about the stars, right? Teach me about emotions, teach me how to overcome pain so that I don't have to struggle and jump through hoops to get over those things. So if you are pregnant, if you are expecting, if you know someone who's expecting, if you're close friends with someone who's bringing a new life into this world, everyone around that being needs to heal. Everyone around that being needs to be ready to gift back the wisdom that was gifted to you. See, they gift us the wisdom before they get here. We store it like libraries. And then when they come in, we give it back to them. That's how energy works. Whatever is given to you, give it back tenfold. So they're going to encourage you to heal so that when they show up, you can help to give that healing back to them. So I didn't really get too much into some of the ways my guides have helped me, but I think that this is where the message needed to go tonight. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I'll try to talk next time about some of the experiences I've had with my guides and the names of my guides. Um, I don't want to rush through this. I want to take my time with this one because they have a lot to say. They have a lot to encourage and impart on us as wisdom. And I'm sharing that with you. And I hope this helps you to connect more with your guides. I asked them before I even started, I said, what is one of the best ways to connect? Out of all the possible ways out there, what's the best way to stay connected to guidance so that we can stay grounded at all times? And they said, listen to the prompts when you're emotional and we tell you walk away or calm down or talk about this later, okay? Or apologize or say you're sorry. Because believe it or not, those are some of the hardest things for us to do, especially when we have to admit that we were wrong or whatever it is you struggle with emotionally. When they encourage you to do it in that moment, even if it burns your soul and you feel like, I don't want to do this, if deep down hey, go ahead and say this. Tell them you miss them today. Tell them you love them. Give them a hug. Those little prompts, because those add up, and that's how you open the door so that loving guidance can keep coming in for you. But they're going to prompt you to clean up the energetic space first so they can be more present in your life. And that means you're going to have to face those things that you find uncomfortable and you don't really want to do. But deep down, you need to do this. Okay? So I'm going to leave that there for tonight. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, real quick. Wanted to pull from this deck. The power of love. Just following my guidance. Let's see what message this confirms here. Let's see how the guidance continues. And let's pull a card that is going to reflect the greatest truth for all of us. Tolerance. You appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. So that was a big message here. Appreciate others' points of view because you sense the love in everyone. And I'm going to tell you, when the guides come in and you sense their love, you're never going to want to be far away from them because they fill your space with so much love. And it's not that it's some other source giving it to you. It's just another way that you connect with the love that is you, right? Whatever love you think is out there is in here, and your guides just make you aware that this is where it is. And if for no other reason, that's worth it to me. So I love you. I love you. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day, your night, your week, whatever you got going on. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Come on.
Listen. If you're feeling out of balance, if you're feeling out of sorts, change your routine, right? Whatever your routine is before you start your day, make sure you get some sun as much as you can, okay? There is creative energy there waiting. There is healing energy waiting for you, right? There is the energy of I'm stuck and I need answers and I need to figure out what to do. Where do I go from here? Go for a morning walk. Even if you get up early, go for a morning walk and then go back to sleep. But you're going to find that when you wake up early with the sun, it's going to spark your creative energy, right? It's going to take you to a whole different level. It's going to give you the answers you need to get better. It's going to give you the answers you need to move forward. It's going to give you the answers you need to get healthy. All of the answers come to you when you rise with the sun, right? And you let the rays of that sun hit your crown chakra. It downloads the information coming through the crown.